Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back, my friends. This is, of course, the one and the only MRC show that never ends. And we're here in the Wild West at the COTA, the Circuit of the Americas, in downtown Texas. I was going to do a little bit of, well, a little bit of howdy and yee-hawing, but I thought, you know what, I already make a fool of myself. We'll leave that out, shall we? But before we get into qualifying for the Tier 2 beautiful sunshine qualifying session here, let me introduce the man alongside me. Heard him little chuckles there. It is the man I've affectionately known as the man formerly known as Chatty Duck. It is Mr. Neville Harris. Good evening, Neville.
Good evening to you, Mark, and to everyone watching. Yeah, I hope you're all having a good evening. I think I've also been referred to as the Donald.
Yeah, I used to call you. I did a few call you Donald Duck and Daffy Duck a few times. I did do that. I can't lie.
Yeah, and maybe in Texas I would be quite popular as the Donald, especially right now. But anyway, it's not.
Wow, that's a good. Wow, didn't see that one coming. But that is a very good point.
Just trying to stay topical, you know.
Absolutely, don't you just with that one. But this is we've been talking about this track beforehand, and it's a track that is quite difficult, I would like to say, around here. A lot of drivers not a big fan of it. A lot of undulating corners, a lot of blind entry around here. Quite a difficult and technical circuit as well that we have.
Yeah, I mean, it's a track of many parts, many different parts. Sector 1, obviously, you've got the fast S's with the sausage curbs, which you have to be so precise through there. And then you've got the long back straight, so you need some top speed. And then the end of Sector 2 and Sector 3, which is quite technical, and you need some downforce, but you also need quite a lot of good throttle control and brake control as well. So it really is a challenge. It is quite satisfying when you get it right, I will say that, but at the same time it can be very frustrating and difficult to set the car up for as well.
Yeah, absolutely, you're right there, and exactly that. You can easily invalidate that early in that first sector, and it's quite a decent lap, a good 1:32 potential. We'll see in qualifying sort of lap time. Then it's a long way, isn't it, to have to get back to try again if you do invalidate early on. But you're right that it's such a difficult track to set the car up, and you said it's quite nice if you get it right. I mean, I'm not going to lie, I don't know what that feels like. So it is. I'm not a fan of this. So, but some are, of course, and each to their own tracks naturally. And it's getting the braking. You're right. You've got to be so precise on the braking, so precise on the throttle application, as you mentioned. We were talking before, and we've got Carl on screen, and that turn 13, he's just gone through this middle sector so easy. There seems to be sort of a dip in a few of the apexes that can really unsettle the car, because it's right when you're wanting to just start the throttle and start pushing out of the corner, and that's exactly where the dips are, and it can really spin the rear and really cause quite a lot of problems, to be honest.
Yeah, especially if you feel like you've got that traction and you've started to build confidence in that traction. So yeah, you're more likely to start really putting your foot down, and then it can just cut away from you if you're sort of putting too much throttle down at the wrong moment. Yeah, it's a real knife edge.
Yeah, it really is, absolutely. It's going to be it's a bit of a higher downforce track than you sort of think at first glance, and it's so crucial to have that rear, the stability that you've mentioned and we've just talked about, to have the confidence to swing the car into a corner and to sort of get that power down as early as possible, and the confidence to put the power down. It's really, really treacherous and so difficult to do.
Yeah, absolutely, and we'll be having to keep an eye on all of that in this qualifying session, and then in the race as well, because yeah, it's one thing to do it obviously on a hot lap, and then to put it all together for a 28 lap race distance as we've got tonight is another challenge altogether.
It is, yeah. Look at Armour, what a great lap. That is just ahead of Doris at the moment in the mid 132s. So really good laps. And then Vital, so one of our newest drivers, is on a lap. He's got a kick. Sauber right behind him. Could be Airways actually also on a lap, but it could also... Oh, and he spun round, unlucky. So unfortunate. Well, I think it was actually... It wasn't Airways, actually. It was his teammate. It was Friddy that was right behind him, hustling in. But we're just looking through the standings, actually. And it's very, very close. However, we have Sociopath in the lead of the championship on 70 points. He is 9 points ahead of our man currently in provisional pole, Armour Red. Nick BT is level on points with Armour, but he's not here tonight. So that could be huge in the championship for him, because he's only 5 points ahead of Maritz. Social Track not far behind there. He's also missing tonight and only just ahead of C8. Lou, who's currently in provisional third, then Carl not far behind that. So actually it's really, really tight. About 35-ish points, well, sort of separating the top 10 actually. So big movers and shakers could happen tonight.
Yeah, absolutely, and we're sort of around the halfway point now in the season, so there's still time for people to make their move in the championship. But yeah, you really want to start that charge as soon as possible if you can. So, you know, for the drivers that are there tonight, this is a big opportunity for them.
Yep, absolutely. It's also very close in the constructors as well. We've got the V-Carbs, the Cash App, MasterCard team. They are on, currently leading the championship by 9 points again from McLaren, with Mercedes snapped at the heels, only 1 point back. Then we've got Haas only 5 points further back from that as well. So 25 points separating them and fifth, which is Kick. So again, very, very close in the constructors, and that's a great thing of this season. It's really been good to see that it is so close.
Yeah, and even Ferrari down in 6th place are only another 3 points behind Kick Sauber. So yeah, really, the top 6 out of 10 teams in the constructors have all got, you know, they should all feel like they have a reasonable chance of taking that title if they put some results together for the remaining part of the season.
Exactly, yeah, that's it. And it's unfortunately invalidated. We've got Delso in the pits, G-Star, Flaherty, not setting a lap time. G-Star, of course, Tier 1 can't. Bergen just retired from the session, so that's fair from him. Sociopath on a slower lap. Is he coming in the pits? Yep, he's now got it on provisional pole, just under 2.5 tenths from Armour Red, so the championship leader and second in the championship going at it once again. So what can Steve do? Oh, he's invalidated though. And is he going to be looking to go again? He's not. He is also pitting, so not many cars actually on track at the moment. A few drivers on outlaps. Let's have a look at Loppy. He's going down the long straight. Let's get an on-board lap with somebody, shall we? Doris is not far away, so let's have a look with Doris. He comes up to the second last corner. Ryan's in the chat. Good evening, Ryan. Good evening, Kyle, as well. Lovely to have you with us. So let's have a ride on board as we get the exit. DRS wide open on Doris's Williams, and we go down the start finish straight before the very, very long infamous climb to late braking into turn 1 that you can't actually see until you're pretty much there, and then it's easy to lose the rear on the way down the hill, flat out through turn 2, hugging that sideline, gets to the middle of the track for the blind turn 3, flat out through 4, little lift and a drop down through 5, the long double apex, turn 6, getting to the right hand side for turn 7, hit the apex nicely, the long, even slower, turn 8, turn 9, easy to lose the rear and drift out wide, but no such problems, turn 10, kink from Doris, good first sector. What's the split time going to be? I missed it, so I missed that one. Takes through turn 11, important to get the right exit, which he seems to have done. And now the DRS wide open. The chance of him to have a little bit of a breather, using a bit more of his battery to get to his top speed. And now spotty braking. About the 110 marker board, just missed the apex for turn 12. But important to get that car turned, get on the power to the left hand side before this difficult turn 13, turn 14. and then the long double turn 15, important to get the braking. The car turned and pivoted for that and get the right exit through the long. There's 16, 17, you're a bit closer. There's turn 18, keep it to the right hand side before the blind and treacherous turn 19. Little bit of understeer. He has actually invalidated this lap, so lucky from Doris, but it seemed a good hooked up lap, that one.
It was looking good. What he did wrong there was that he went onto the outside curb for the penultimate corner, and he actually went completely off track to do that. So he was trying to really maximise his entry to the penultimate corner, but yeah, just unfortunately went outside of the white lines.
Yeah, and it's so easy to do. It's normally on the exit of that corner where you normally do that. It is such a difficult corner. It's almost a corner where you feel like you've got to be a bit more patient around it, which sort of goes against the type of corner you think it is, because it is such an undulating corner, and of course that blind apex that can really spit you out wide if you haven't got the grip. So yeah, quite a difficult one, and I'm sure we'll see a few people going wide at the exit of it. How can Alex Edric, what can he do? Currently in 6th. He's just taking it nice and steady. He doesn't use too much of the exit. He's actually used all of his deployment as well, which is interesting. You don't normally see around this track. But it looks like it's going to be a good lap. It is a very good lap indeed from Alex. That's provisional pole, 200th ahead of Sociopath. So a very good lap from him.
Just on board with Lou, currently P5. He's done a personal best first sector by just under a couple of tenths, although he's got the McLaren right in his way, and that has scuppered him.
Who was that? I'm not sure who it was. I think it was our newcomer. Just didn't see he's got wing damage as well. Oh, that's really unlucky. So unlucky for him. Monster's on an outlap again. Only just under 6 minutes left of the session. So C8, yeah, I think he's got wing damage as well, looking at it. Yes, he has. So look, Airways is up as well in his time, just over a tenth. So this could put him up with ahead of Roddy. I'll tell you what, 3rd to 6th is a bit tight. Only a tenth and a half between them. But what can Airways do? How's his last? Nope, he's bailed. What about Flatty? He's on a in lap. Hope he's actually going for it this time round. So let's see what the Ferrari man can do. His teammate currently in 6th. I think it was the Aston Martin there. I think it might have been Monster. It was just getting very snaky outside the final corner. That'll hamper the start of his run. Let's keep our eye on Flatty. Going through the very fast first sector. Oh, a little bit slidey through the middle part. But got it collected. Has he got it collected? Just about. Wow, so
very tail happy there.
Just a bit. That'll have scared him. I'm not even on board. I'm not gonna lie. We're using a broadcast at the moment. That has still scared me. The fact that he managed to keep it going. He's still going for it. So hopefully he hasn't lost too much time. Maybe he's taking tips off some of the tier 1 boys who just love to get tail happy and love to get the car sliding, and it works for them. Up, done, very, very deep. Though I think, yeah, he's down by a second, so that'll be him done.
That's the Lando Norris or Max Verstappen line.
It was a little bit, wasn't it?
Yeah.
What about Moritz? He's had a few good races this season, currently high up in the championship, looking for a chance to really close with a couple of drivers. Missing his bailed on this lap is Carl on a lap. I think he's not. Let's have a look at Smith. Smith currently is on a lap. Currently in 15th.
Roddy's just put himself up to 3rd as well in the Red Bull. Only 10th away.
Yep, certainly has. That's a really good lap from him. If these guys are doing the 32s, by the way, I can't do this time, that pole time, in time trial, so I've got no chance. But I wonder where in the 31s Benny, Ugoni, and Chris and Xavier are going to put it. Are we going to see the 30s in tier 1?
I was going to say, like, those guys are so alien. Like, yeah,
It could be a big chance, couldn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, I'll take myself down where G-Star Monster is quite happily. I'll just keep myself out the way there. I've got no choice in the matter. Smith does improve by nearly a second up to 13th. So be happy with that one. A lot of drivers will be leaving the pit lane very soon. Let's have a look at what C8 can do. He's going to start his final lap. So a few cars starting to leave the pits. But a good exit at the final corner, nice and smooth for C8. And that's all one of those things with that corner, because it is, you can easily get very tail happy from there. You tend to then take it a little bit too easy, don't you? And then you start losing too much time from it because you just get almost scared.
Yeah, and it's, you know, it's the start of the lap, it's the pit straight. It is pretty crucial to get that right. But yeah, I agree with you. It's it can really scare you with if you do lose traction, and then it just hurts you down that entire straight. So then next time you're a little bit more cautious when you get there.
Yeah, you really do. So C8 on a good lap so far. Pushing on, got a car ahead of him down the long straight. He'll be using that to try and get a bit of a distant tow. I think it's a McLaren ahead of him. It is, but it could be Vital. So because he is
the same one who got in his way last time, so he might not be so happy to see him there.
No, maybe not. But he's setting there. Oh wow, half a second up. This could be challenging the top boys if he continues on his way. Vital's on a lap. Roddy's retired in the pit lane. This is upsetting now for Lou because he has caught up to the McLaren, but the McLaren is on a lap. Does not have to move at this moment in time. He could get hampered at the final two corners. Is he going to be quick enough? What about Vital? He's taking a bit slower. This is going to hurt Lou in the final corner, but is he going to still be quick enough for the top spin? He's lost it at the final corner! Oh, C8. Oh, that's heartbreak. He's 40 seconds left, but he's not going to be able to do anything with that, unfortunately. Where's Alex? He's coming. He'll be able to make it round in time. 30 seconds left of the session. We'll watch the end of the lap for Sociopath. Currently in second. Can he take it? Oh, championship leader, can he take it to Paul? One more corner to go. Used all of his deployment as well. Gets the car turned. Is it going to be quick enough? It's not quick enough. What about Doris? Doris is 3/10 down. That's quite a huge chunk in the first sector, but easy to do, as we've been saying, if you just go a little bit light. George, Nels says it's time to watch the crazy guys. But you could join us. It's time to listen to a few of them as well, so.
Yeah. I wonder if Doris was... that 3/10 could have even been the way he was using his deployment on his battery as well, so it might still be on.
We'll go back to him. He's. Look, I've got him as 7/10 down. Oh, and invalidated.
Invalidated, yeah.
Where's our pole sitter? Current poleman. Here he is. Let's go back to Armour, actually. He's slightly down, invalidated as well. C8, of course, wasn't able. Mamadev. What can he do? What about his teammate Flaherty just ahead of him? Oh, I've got Airways, I think, just ahead of them, funnily enough. But this could be it. Are we going to see some improvements? Freddy improves into 6th. Mamadev improves to 5th. I've got some movers late on. Where's Airways? He's invalidated. Soze, what's he going to do? He's looks like he's up on his time. This could be an improvement. 10th for him. Marit's down in 14th, but he's slightly up on his time. Alex goes even quicker at a 32.0. Oh no, Maritz is invalidated as well.
Yeah, that was on that exit of the penultimate corner, so as we mentioned before, it is a real heartbreaker around there.
Yeah, it really is. That's it, folks, for qualifying. Alex is going to take pole position ahead of Sociopath. Doris is going to be lining up in 3rd with Roddy behind him. Mamodev, the leader of the Ferraris, with Armour Red next to him, with then Fruity and C8, Airways and Kia Soze rounding out your top 10. Then we have Flatty, Loppy, Smith, Maritz, Bit, Vital, G-Star, Monster and Bergen. So we will be having a little bit of a break, folks. Everything settles down.
It's interesting that Alex quite dominantly on pole, but he's in the championship picture. He's quite a long way down the standings at the moment. Currently P14, and not had a great series of results other than in Austria a couple of rounds ago where he got a podium. So I hope that that's maybe more like the performance we see from him in the race as well.
Yeah, I think you're right with that one. I can't disagree. We've known how quick he can be. He's had a second, ninth, an eighth, a tenth, and then a 20 point as well. I say it's that actually. It's not, is it, with these these ones? I can't remember what the points are in this championship anymore. But basically, he's scored 2 points, 4 points, 20, and then 1 point so far. So he's starting to get the points in, but you're right, it's not sort of where you'd expect a man like him to be.
Yeah, definitely. And I mean, anyone who can take pole at a circuit like this after what we've said about it being so difficult, there's definitely got to be someone that you would imagine is quick around most tracks. So yeah, it's a good opportunity for him. And actually, if he could really start to get some results in, that would be a big boost to Haas in the constructors, because obviously, especially with Nick BT being absent tonight,
Exactly,
he
yeah.
would really pick up the slack on that.
Yeah, absolutely. And I was just looking through the rest of the standings, and we've got Doris quite high, in the up there in the grid, but he's really struggled this season. I think he's missed quite a few races, to be perfectly honest with you. But he's had where was he? There he is. Only 2 point scoring finishes first rest of the season, and then Belgium. So that's strange for him. I'll be honest. He's normally a lot quicker than that. We've normally seen him at the top end of the field as well. So yeah, there's a few people I would say like you there out of position, but like you say, with Nick not being in tonight, single track not being here tonight, it kind of leaves the door open to really close those gaps down. Panizza, I think, is not here tonight as well, so I know he's changed his shifts, unfortunately, but so he's not able to race much now. But it is going to really close the gaps down, I think, at the top end.
Yeah, certainly. I've just noticed the weather for this race looking a bit overcast, and
It
I
is a
don't know.
little.
We haven't heard anything in the chat from any of the drivers indicating what the weather might be, but
No, we
certainly
haven't.
looks like all options are possible.
Yeah, it does, and obviously this overcast makes it very difficult to set the tyres up right. We've got a few people in YouTube, evening Roddy, Monster, Roddy again. He's hoping for rain. And there's no rain, Roddy said there isn't. So Steve, it's clear all the way through, so probably just this type of weather, a little bit of brighter towards the end. Chaos Druid, there is a name, good evening. It's been a while. So thank you all for joining. Don't forget not just to join us in the chat, but also hit the like, the thumbs up button. But let me hear your predictions as well. It only rains in this league. It does. Monster's got buttons falling off his wheel. Gorilla Glue? If
I
not,
mean,
then
is he talking about the actual buttons, or like the? Because on my wheel, I've got like covers for the buttons that tell you like which one it is. I don't know if he just means that, or if the actual thing is falling out, then that's quite concerning.
yeah, that's a good point actually. Yeah, I've got covers on mine as well, but one or two of them have slightly rotated a little bit. I don't know if it's the sticker on them or anything, but yeah, it might have held. But I think he's got a Logitech, if I remember rightly. So just different, maybe the different type. I don't know what he's running with, but we have got the ready up signal in the Discord. So fingers crossed, Gator said he doesn't play the game anymore. Oh, well, at least you're still following MRC, which is, we'll forgive you for not playing it. Actually, to be fair, we don't blame you for not playing it at times. But it's great that you're still following us and still tuning in. Ah, right, yeah, he's got one of the custom ones. So I think it's a Logitech with maybe the MVH custom build on it.
I'll pretend to understand what that means.
It's basically an F1 mod. You take off the real wheel that you get, and then it's like a F1 style over the top of it.
I see. Okay.
But interestingly, there's only 2 drivers have gone with the hard tyres, Roddy and Friddy. Bergen's gone with the softs. Everybody else on the medium tyres.
Yeah.
I sort of don't blame them in these conditions. The hards will be difficult to get up to temperature and get sort of any real grip in them. Mr. Hills, good evening. He's in Snowdonia. Nice area. Nice area.
Yeah, I think that with the temperatures looking a bit lower with it being overcast, and you've got the heavy fuel load and trying to get those hards up to temperature as well. There's someone in the background there went really wide just before the straight.
Didn't see it, to be honest. Missed that one. But this is going to be...
it will be... sorry, just to finish that point, it'll be... it's difficult to get the hards up to temperature anyway, and then with a full fuel load, that'll just make them even harder to handle.
Yeah, certainly will. There's the race strategies popped up at the bottom, the 1-stop, the mediums to the hard tyres, potential 2-stop, using 2 sets of the medium tyres. And if there are the risk of a particular other car with lights on appearing, I think the 2-stop's probably not a bad shout at all. I personally think the tyre wear around here is extraordinarily high. That I discovered through the practice session. And also on Friday evening before my whole sound disappeared and I had nothing. There's someone gone round later, further around the track. That's Bergen and Vital. Not sure what's happened there. They're the last 2 to join the grid. As we've got our front runners lined up, and we've got a really bad camera angle, so we're going to have to go on board with them in a moment to see the lights. Oh, John says Racing Bulls he's got for 1-2. I mean, you got Moritz in 14th and Cloud in 8th. But anything can happen.
If that comes off, then
I'm giving you my Irish lottery numbers. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
With that one. But now then, we are waiting. We're going to quickly jump on board to Alex as we've got 3, 4 and 5 red lights and tier 2 in COTA. Let's go racing, and it's a lot of wheel spin for our pole sitter. Sociopath, a good start. Doris, a really good start as well. Looking at the inside, there's a Red Bull and there's an Alpine looking in the inside of turn 1 as well. I think that's Roddy, but just about going through. A few drivers going wide in the background, but everyone seems to be making their way through. Moritz, wow. What a start from Reese. He's up 5 places already, positioning his car absolutely perfectly to make the most of a few cars jostling, and Doris has got through on Sociopath, but Vlad Moritz, good start. Airways down a few as well, Vital down a couple. Bergen on the soft tyres got a good start, but I tell you what, Doris is having an absolute storm of this first lap. So is Roddy. Look at them all, nose to tail, and we're going to have a move of Sociopath into the tight left-hander. A few drivers outbroke themselves, but I tell you, there's an Alpine had a big moment there. That was Armour, I think. With that, Mamadev's had a good start. He's still in 5th, but look at this. We're going to have to go on board with Roddy because he's behind 3 wide down the straight. There's no DRS either. It was going to be a later to the left. There's a little bit of twitch from Roddy. Those hard tyres seem to come in nicely now for him. And then Sociopath is now there, but look, we've got Mamodev and Cloud there as well. Contact. Sociopath, big move. Mamodev's been opportunistic as well. Roddy's trying to hold him around the outside through turn 17 and 18. You can't do that. I mean,
first lap.
I don't know who's... I'm glad I've got the position changes at the top because, oh my goodness me, Sociopath and now Alex are also fighting. And this is how Doris to try to get away. Mamodev's absolutely flying. Mamodev now up to 3rd. Oh, and that's Alex's gone deep at the end of turn 1. Now Mamodev's up to 2nd.
And lose round in the racing ball. And Moritz, you mentioned Moritz had a great start. The reason he had a great start was because he absolutely flew into turn 1. Almost probably broke at like the 50-metre board.
Wow.
And I think he hit someone and got wing damage, which is why he's just left the box on hard tyres.
Oh, yeah, just saw that at the bottom of the screen. Good spot. Did not see that one at all. So, we've got a lot of movers and shakers here. Doris, remember, there's a few gaps now formed, thank goodness. Well, for us anyway. Because, wow, everyone down to G-Star in DRS of Doris. But I tell you what, Mamo Dev had the DRS. Mamo Dev is going to try and make the move and takes the lead. Just about, but I tell you what, Doris is going for the switchback. Oh, that was Alex. He's struggling for grip a lot at this stage. He's now down to 4th. Sociopath back up. And these two are still battling for the lead. Mamo Dev takes the wide line.
Sociopath's gone round.
Oh, no! Our championship leader.
Yeah, that was into turn 14, I think. And it was like we said before, the traction in there is so difficult, and that's where he just lost it.
Ooh, Mamo Dev very, very wide. But I tell you what, Flatty's up as well. Fruity on the hard tyres. He was the other one on the hard tyres as well as Roddy. And it seems to be getting a little bit brighter as well out on track. So that's going to help them a little bit. Ooh, Roddy's got a 3-second one. That'll be why he's just gone very, very wide at the exit of turn 1. But tell you what, Flatty's looking very close to the back of Fruity, who's got the better drive on the Red Bull, but this is almost single file through here, this first sector, and this is where the medium tyres can just have that more grip. But Alex has actually dropped to the outside, so has Mamo Dev, almost outside of the DRS range, but Mamo Dev got a better exit through 9, and that, funny enough, Nev, is so crucial, that turn 9, turn 10, where the detection point is. It's so difficult.
Yeah, and it comes at the end of that S section in sector 1 as well, like we mentioned before. Yeah, and there's really only one line you can do through there, and if you're not on that line, you're not going to be getting the most out of it. So that it's such a crucial section of the track, and if you, like I say, you lose DRS on this game, you might as well say bye-bye to the cars in front. They're just going to pull away.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, this track, oh, look at that little bit different armour again, but that's allowed Loppy to have a look on the inside. They're doing battle side by side, and I think there's Airways also looking a little bit interested, trying to capitalise. Can't quite, but yeah, you're right, you're offline. Airways just went a little bit wide through 16, 17 and had to back out just a little bit, and exactly that, as you say, that it is so difficult now. You're right. To be fair, there was a bit of a gap to pit at one point, and now other than Loppy and actually Alex at 1.9 seconds, 2 seconds is the biggest gap on the field. As we've got
a safety car.
Yeah, we've got a safety car. Who was that? I think that was Vital. It was Vital. Oh, unlucky for him. He's lost his front wing. So that's it's a bit harsh for a safety car. I mean, it's gonna. I don't know if it's gonna help Maurice. He's got the hard tyres on. He's gonna get him to the back of the pack. But who's this going to help the most, you think? I mean, at this stage, probably it's not going to hurt anybody, really, is it?
No, I don't think. I think it's too early for anyone to make a pit stop that they're really going to benefit from.
No.
Certainly anyone on the mediums or the hards, I don't think they'll be coming in.
I think Bergen could. Bergen's probably the only one, I think.
Yeah.
But Vital is struggling. He's mentioned it in Discord that he loaded the game up, or loaded the lobby, I should say, and he's lost all of his wheel settings and all of his setups, so he's pretty much got not the right feeling through his wheel and his feedback, and he's got zero setup.
Well,
I mean, I can understand
like
his problems,
nightmare.
to be honest. I can really understand his problems.
I think if that happened to me, I would just shut the game down.
Yeah,
Walk away.
I wouldn't be able to do anything. I know roughly what my wheel settings are, but it takes me 5 minutes to set them. My setup is a complete shambles anyway, so that's just absolutely no point. So yeah, I have no idea what I'll do. Oh, Alex has left the session. Whereas Mamodev's pitted. You can see the Haas on screen that has ghosted. Hopefully he'll get back in, but a few drivers are pitting. I'm not... let's have a look. Haas... Armour... I actually thought Armour might have pitted. We saw him getting a bit snaky. And struggling for grip. So did Socio. So they've pitted. It's interesting, a lot of guys going for the hard tyres now.
Yeah, I feel it's too early, but I've been wrong before, so.
Yeah, I don't know if I would. I mean, I can't talk because it was wet on Friday. There's a safety car, and my engineer kept saying we're on the sort of on the crossover. We could go either tyre, and it was still raining, and I lost a bit of time. So I thought, you know what, why not? I put the mediums on, went very, very backwards, and then by the time it stopped raining, yeah, I'd kind of killed my tyres. So it's a difficult one. I'm definitely not one to say about which strategy to go to after that performance.
Well, I've found there's been a few times recently in comms where I've said something to the effect of like, oh, but you know, this strategy will never work, or you know, oh, this is the right strategy, and then pretty much been proved wrong over the course of the race. So I think it's some sort of curse I've got going on at the moment.
That's why we're in the commentary box and not racing with them this evening.
Yeah, exactly.
But hopefully Alex will be able to get back in the session. I don't know if you've got him on the network, if you can give him an invite or not.
That is a good point. Let me just see if I can do that.
Ash got one more lap of the safety car as Alex's car's decided he's going to head to the pits, which is a bit surprising. He'll find himself down at the back of the field. But G-Star's retired. G-Star's retired from the session. What he said, oh, evening Wookie, Alex. What he said, Alex was lagging like crazy. Oh, I wonder if that's why he struggled to get back in. But he has put the hard tyres on, like the rest of everybody around him. So let's run you through the order. So we've got Doris on the medium tyres, leading. Still with Roddy and Friddy, great starts from them, opening few laps on the hard tyres in second and third. Flag team Soze, good starts as well from them. Loppy in 6th, Armour in 7th, Smith in 8th, Bergen in 9th and C8 in 10th. Of the drivers who have not pitted in the leader, all of the drivers who have pitted is Mamodev, Sociopath, Bit Airways, Monster, Maritz, who had that moment, Alex and Vital as well. So, bit of a mix now going on, but let's go get rid of most of that because I'm sure that the safety car will come in this lap. The other drivers now starting to even, unless you're Roddy, who's doing the Iceman tactic at this moment, trying to get any heat into their tyres, especially the hard tyres are going to really struggle on this restart.
Yeah, it's very difficult on this year's game, especially to generate any sort of heat into the hard tyres on the formation lap or on a safety car lap. And I could see the Racing Bull of Moritz there just weaving like crazy down the back straight, trying to get any heat into them at all. But it is very difficult.
Yeah, and I think around this track I've noticed on Friday that the safety car was extremely slow, so it really did hurt any kind of tyre warm up at that point. But safety car is coming in. Doris is back in the pack up. Oh, Alex is joined on left, struggling for this connection this evening.
Yeah, I sent him an invite before. I'll try another one.
Yeah, otherwise it may cause problems with the lobby if we try too much, but that's really upsetting because Alex is having a fantastic race. But let's have a look on board Doris and see when he goes. Safety car is in the pit lane. Now Doris back in the pack up. Does he go just before the final corner? He has. And he's gone, and I tell you what, he caught Roddy napping just a little bit. Got a good exit as well. Great restart from Doris. But he's got Roddy behind with Freddy right on the tail end of the Red Bull, and everyone line astern. A little bit of a drop back to Smith, because he still had to navigate the final corner. Oh, there's been a spin. That's Flatty's at a moment outside of turn 1. The rear tyres not working well for him. Loppy and Kesa Soze having a battle. I think Soze had a moment as well. Coming down, Armour Red had a little bit of a look at Flatty, couldn't make it. Yeah, Alex can't get in, unfortunately. He joined and left straight away, so I think, unfortunately, his race is run. Disappointing, really, really disappointing for Alex. But a clean restart for most of these drivers. Loppy's dropped back. He was having a little battle with Soze. Flatty, good save, nearly dropped it. Good catch from him.
Oh, we just had an incident with
it's Armour
Red. And it looked like a Haas as well. Might have been Bergen.
It was, yeah, Bergen's down there as well. Not sure what happened exactly. But I think, yeah, Bergen's actually just... that's Alex. Sorry, not sure what's happened with them all, but we are back racing. I don't know if there's any damage. There's none I can see to the Alpine, but we'll move back up. Mamudev is having a look at Case Associate. Of course, Mamudev did pit. So Mamudev trying to get the heat into those hard tyres, but it's a bit sunnier now. So what's happened to Roddy? Roddy had a big moment. He's lost his front. He's lost his end plate. Oh, the man who starts on the hard tyres has had to build into the pits. Oh, it's disastrous for him. Could have been a great one-stop strategy, but that's freed Freddy up. I don't know if they had a little bit of coming together. Oh, Roddy, 10 seconds as well, and he's retired.
Guess he wasn't best pleased about whatever happened.
Yeah, not ideal.
But yeah, I do think it was with Freddy, because they were switching positions just before that, so it would make sense.
Yeah, not ideal. I mean, he still had a long way to go. 20 laps can do anything in that time, so disappointing. No points for the Red Bulls this evening. But Monster's made his way up to 12th as well. He pitted, so it's a good, patient move from Monster. Looking further down the field, the Haas boys both outside the points as well. At the minute, of course, Alex has left the session, ghosted car around the track, but the top two, Freddy's closing in on them a little bit more now on Doris, but he's going to have the better tyres.
I'm just keeping an eye on Mamudev as well, who had such a great start to this race, and obviously made the switch to the hards when the safety car came out, and he's just doing okay. Being a bit quiet at the moment behind Soze, but maybe this is a ploy or a strategy that will help him out in the later stages.
Yeah, but he's got Sociopath behind him who also pitted, so can't be almost too complacent. Sociopath looks very quick in that final sector, but still DRS enabled for Mamudev. Off the back of Case of Soze. He's going to try and have a look into turn 1. Soze goes defensive around the outside. Where is the green machine? There it is. Just enough room given. How's the drive down the hill? Where's Soze? There he is. Good move. Great traction. Great move from Mamudev. And vitally important that Sociopath didn't follow him through as well. Alex has sort of got in his car and retired the car. So hopefully that car will pull itself to the side. Disappointing for him.
Yeah, it's a real shame, and I just wonder if that might be the reason why he's struggled for good results this season, maybe, if he's been having connection issues.
Yeah, potentially. Vital's got penalty. So he went a little bit wide, but he's still going to have the DRS. Mamudev's got a good gap to catch up to. Flatty and Loppy having a battle as well. So Flatty into third. They've dropped 2 seconds to the top two. Doris is holding Freddy at bay. And we're on board with Flatty, just having a nice halo cam. Have a look at some of the battles. Let's go down to this Sociopath Mamudev battle. Of course, mix of the strategies, mix of tyres. Anybody you're keeping an eye on at this moment?
I'm just seeing Airways has just rejoined. He must have had, he must be having connection problems as well. He's ghosted in his pick Sauber, so a few problems with connections tonight by the looks of things.
Difficult one. Sociopath now through on Soze. Important that he didn't let Mamodev escape down the road.
Mamodev starting to close that gap as well. Vital, I think that's in the pits. So
it is as well.
Any problems.
Yeah. Interestingly, top two pulled another second on the chasing group of Flighty, Loppy and C8. So they're just starting to really stretch their legs at this moment in time, and it's still going to favour, I think it's going to favour Friddy, because, oh, Sociopath, look at this further back, look at that, that's Flatty, that's Loppy, and it's Cloud, and I tell you what, Cloud's done both of them, but Loppy's not giving it in. Into turn 13, Loppy's got the inside line, Cloud's forced to go the long way around, but if he can keep it there, he's going to have the inside. Oh, he can't make it though. So Cloud up one, Loppy at one, Flatty down 2 places, but that's allowed Smith to really close on the back of them, and Sociopath got through on Mamodev as well.
And immediately Mamodev has lost quite a lot of time to Sociopath. He's outside of the DRS range already, so Sociopath really making a break now to catch this group in front. Yeah,
and he seems to be doing the fastest lap of the race, and because of the battling that they had there, that it's allowed Sociopath to get within that DRS almost immediately, and I'm sure Mamodev will be wanting to do the same and follow suit, but everyone is very, very close. The biggest gap is these groups that's just not able to keep up with the top two, and Friddy just possibly biding his time behind here at the moment. Maybe saving a bit of his battery, saving whatever tyres he can, and just letting Doris push on. And we are seeing a few glitches, a few cars jumping around. What's happened to Soze? Oh, he's lost in the middle sector. Monster's got a 3-second penalty, but oh, Soze lost it middle sector. Sorry, first sector. Those tyres maybe just complaining a little bit too much now.
Yeah, and Friddy's just gone past Doris on the back straight as well. Maybe this, he senses, is the moment to try and build a gap on those hard tyres with the mediums starting to fade off.
Yeah, and I tell you what, oh, who was that went round? That's Smith that's gone round. But I tell you what, look at this batch. We've got Loppy, we've got Sociopath, there's a Ferrari involved in there as well. There's a bit of wheelbanger behind Cloud. Flatty's managed to get through one C8. Loppy's just about kept ahead of his teammate. Mamodev's there as well.
Yeah, and this might be tricky for Sociopath because he'll want to obviously make up paces as Doris comes into the pits from what was the lead. But yeah, for Sociopath, he'll want to make up places, but he also won't want to get too tangled up with this battle in front and risk an accident or getting some damage.
Absolutely, and tell you what, he's under pressure from Mamodev, who made it late. Who was that that's gone wide? I think that's Flatty that went wide. C8's through. Flatty lost quite a lot of speed down the hill, and I tell you what, that's allowing Sociopath to have a little look. Oh, at the back of there's a safety car. What is that for?
Oh, it's Monster.
Oh no, oh yeah, lost his wing. Oh, must be exit of turn 1. Oh, it's a nightmare for Monster. He'll... Doris? Oh, C8 speeding under safety car. The man in second. Drive-through penalty. That's huge. But this is also going to be huge. But, I mean, you've only got one set of hard tyres. You can have 16, maybe 15 laps on a set of mediums. Can it be done from here? You'd think most people are going to pit.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen the likes of Soze, who've been on the mediums for 11 laps, and they're starting to lose traction, lose the grip. So 16 laps might be a bit tricky, but then a couple of those laps will be behind the safety car, and the lighter fuel load obviously is a factor as well. So it's probably worth a risk.
Yeah, it could be. Could be. Let's have a look, see if our leader, who did have a really good gap, and is he going to pit? He's actually... is he he's teasing us. He was teasing me anyway. I did not know if he was coming in or not then. So our leader does pit. Let's go to the tyres. C8, Loppy, Flatty, Socio stays out, so does Mamodev. You could sort of see that happening. They're running 7 laps on those hard tyres, and interestingly, they've also been mostly under safe. Bits, he also pit at that point. He's stayed out naturally. Maritz actually didn't pit. I thought Maritz might have pitted. He's done 11 laps on the hards, but I think it was Colin said earlier that the hards are quite strong around here. So maybe feels like they haven't used too much in terms of wear. But everyone has now pitted for them. Monster had to go with a set of mediums, so hopefully he can take them to the end. He's still in the points though, because only 14 people in now, unfortunately, after Airways has DNF'd. G-Star had a personal emergency, so that's why he DNF'd in the pits. So, yeah, well, fingers crossed, hope everything's okay for Ben. But, yeah, all everybody has to do now is make it to the end.
The one person I was worried about there was Doris, because he pitted just before that safety car came out, which was not good timing, because it would have meant he was on the Delta while everyone else had the opportunity to make that pit stop back. But he's still come out just behind Friddy, who he was battling already, so he's not in too much of a worse position, except that Friddy is going to have the tyre advantage for the next few laps, but then it might come back to Doris a bit later on.
Yeah, this is going to be interesting, because not just that, but those two, pardon me, fresh tyres, when you've got Maritz on 11 lap holds, you got Bit, Mamodev and Sociopath 8 lap hold tyres. So it's going to be one that it's going to be interesting to see how they keep the life in the tyres in the top 4, and what pace they're going to actually have.
Yeah, it's. I don't know what the rate of wear is on the hards around here. There are some. There have been some tracks on this game where you do half a race and the wear is still pretty much close to 0. I don't know if it's that extreme around this track, but certainly Friddy will be hoping that he can make a bit of a charge past some of these guys in front on old and hard tyres.
Yeah, absolutely is, isn't he? Going to try and use whatever you can. We saw people like your Sociopath and Mamodev use their tyres and the flat safety car to great effect. So we've got Sociopath and Mamodev very quick. We've just seen it. Friddy and Doris fresh tyres. Cloud, I'm really disappointed he's got that drive through, because I think he definitely could be a factor. Loppy's been racing well, so has Flatty. So yeah, at this you could really not call this.
No, there's lots of potential outcomes with 14 laps remaining. But I just wonder I mean, the hards will make it to the end, but it's just a question of how much performance they are going to have left by that time, because they've just got the top 4 have just got everyone behind them now with much fresher rubber on, and that could really hurt them.
I just wondered if they thought it was too soon to try to pit again. To be fair, Sociopath, well actually I think they were both so close to their teammates in that battle that they would have been held up regardless. I would have thought Maritz on 12 lap hards. I thought he may have pitted again, taking a gamble. But yeah, it's just such a difficult one. Everyone's actually stopped once, apart from Monster, who had that broken wing. He's had to stop twice. But I'll tell you what we're not mentioning, and for some reason we haven't mentioned him so far, is Bit, up there in 3rd. Pitted in the first safety car with Sociopath and Mamodev. Was sort of out on the outskirts of that battle before the safety car came out, and he stayed out, and he's, there on merit. He's helped obviously with the safety cars, as the other two have as well around, but he's still there. Yeah,
that's a good point. He was kind of just seemed to be in a bit of a blind spot there, where we both sort of missed him.
I know.
But yeah, he's in a great spot. And if Moritz can hold off Friddy for a little bit with the added wear on those hards, he might have an opportunity to stick with the front two and pull a gap.
He has. I tell you what, Sociopath went very early, didn't hold the pack up too much. But as he got the drive off the final corner, he does. And it's going to be line astern once again as we have the green flag. And 14 laps of racing left in Tier 2 around sector of the Americas. But everyone seems to be all very well behaved through there, all taking the time, all just leaning quietly on the tyres. We've got a beautiful helicopter shot through the first sector. That was Friddy getting a little bit wayward, a little part of it, but got away with it very slidey from the kick salvo. You can see from the helicopter cam as a few drivers taking different lines, but all pretty much line astern. Bit a little bit slow. Oh, I think that was Moritz almost in the back of the McLaren. And Pitt was just taking it easy in there, but that's the car going down. That's Smith that's gone down in the background, the Williams. Also on the back of his teammate, almost side by side, you can see in the background. I'm sure we've seen that before with the two Aston Martins in real life here. I'm sure we have a couple of seasons ago.
Yeah, you're right, yeah. And Alonso ended up on the grass on the left-hand side, I think, with the missing front wing.
Yeah, I thought he did. Look at this battle. Doris has made it through. On Friddy, but Friddy fighting back as he had a look at Moritz, and I tell you what, Doris is trying to hold him around the outside. He had zero grip whatsoever around there. Had to back out of it. And nearly... Oh, he's having a little look, so it's got a warning as well now. But Cloud's going to have to pit and take his drive-through very, very soon indeed. Probably only about another lap and he'll be disqualified if he doesn't take it. But look at this battle. Sociopath pulled a second out. Oh, Mama Dev, but I tell you what, Doris, he's looking racy. He's looking very racy indeed, and those hard tyres, he seems to like them already. He seems to be very hooked up. As we've got Moritz struggling a little bit for the front end grip, it looked like. But now we've got Friddy. It is the DRS. He is enabled, and who's going to have the better exit? But I tell you what, it's Friddy. But Moritz went a little bit deep, couldn't get the car turned, couldn't get the power down. And now it's going to be Doris is also going to make his way through. Where's C8 in the background? Is he going to try and get through on his teammate? He looks like he's going to. I don't think Moritz is fighting that one too much. With him, he's not. He let him go. Maybe didn't realise there was a chance of a penalty. But I tell you what, we're still on board with Doris, and he's making a move into turn 13 on Friddy. Who's going to have the better traction? They're still side by side into 14. I think there's a touch. Friddy holds on.
Yeah, I mean, we've said a lot of bad things about this track. One good thing about it is that through that section there, you do get some good side-by-side racing, as we just saw. Doris now 3 seconds.
So's Friddy to the inside. Didn't look like they went too far wide. C8 does serving a drive-through now. That will take him down to 14th. But I'm sure he'll be on a charge. He saw some great pace. Look at this, Loppy. It's fighting with Maurice Flaherty. He's trying to make his way through as well. The force the issue and stick with it. God, I don't think Maurice's tyres just don't have that grip, as he mentioned, with everyone else on fresh tyres around him. And Sociopath is disappearing off into the distance. 1.8 seconds the gap now. 1.9.
Yeah, and we mentioned Bit before, and he's now putting pressure on Mamadev for second, so he's really having a great race at the moment, but he is going to have to watch his mirrors for Friddy at the same time.
Yeah, and I tell you what, you mentioned it during qualifying about the drive and getting the right downforce and the right speed through, especially that end of the first sector. The gap was 1.8. It's only went to 1.2. Friddy closed up as well by about 3 or 4 tenths in that last part of the sector. So it's definitely going to ebb and flow quite a lot, I reckon, with the difference in tyres. Of course, now Friddy on the fresh mediums, he's just going to have the natural grip, but he's not going to want to push it too much, so he doesn't take too much life out of the tyres. What happened to Flaherty?
Yeah,
he's lost it through 15. Easily done through there, in fairness. No damage looking like on the Ferrari. so he'll be able to continue on his way. C8's come out not that far behind Smith, so C8 could be on a charge back. He's got plenty. He's got 10 laps to do it. But Friddy's having a look a bit into turn 1. Had the DRS sorted bit, but Friddy more grip on his tyres. Ooh, as Doris gets very snaky down the hill. Is Doris going to have a look a bit? He's having a think about it. Ooh, thought better of it. Tried to show his nose cone there. But Doris is desperate now, needs to get through on Carl. Use the grip of those fresher tyres. And just look at it through that last part where it gets a bit tighter. You can just see how much more grip he's got than Carl does.
Yeah, the only thing for Carl is that he's obviously still got DRS on the two in front of him. Friddy is going to make the move on Mamadev.
Yeah, there he goes. And further back, I'm going to keep an eye on this one because Doris is having a look and he's got to the inside and Doris has made his way through as well. Vital for Doris if he wants to keep up with Friddy in this race and take a win. But they've still got 2 seconds. They've got a 3-second penalty, don't forget, and they've still got... Oh, Doris. Where's Doris come from? He's still fighting with Mamudev. And they're still fighting that middle sector. Mamudev just holds on, but this is costing Doris a lot of time. Looked like good clean racing, though. But I wonder what... oh, Doris, I mean, they dropped way out of the DRS already. Friddy sets the fastest lap. As he got through, I'm sure Doris is going to make the move into turn 1 as we're looking from a distance up the hill, and it is Doris into turn 1. Important for him to do that, but now they're not seeing what he can do and what Friddy can do as well about Sociopath and that big gap.
Yeah, it's still just shy of 2 seconds at the moment, so Friddy hasn't, even with that fastest lap, he hasn't made too much inroads yet, but still plenty of time. And this is, without the penalties that Friddy and Doris have got, this would be a really fascinating situation because it's conceivable that, you know, Doris with the hards could be quicker than both of the guys in front come the end of this race.
Yeah.
So it's really going to be an interesting 9 or 10 laps from here.
Absolutely, it is. I think Mamudev just got the DRS off the back of Doris, so to keep ahead of Bit as well down there. Moritz and Monster having a scrap as well, and Bergen's come to the party to have a bit of a play. He's got through as well using the DRS. Monster was outside of it. And it just sort of leave you a bit of a sitting duck, unfortunately, but Monster will know that. He'll just let them play and do what they need to do. It's no hardship from him. But still a good recovery from Monster. Started at near the back of the grid and now up to 11th. So racing well.
Armo now is coming up to the back of Carl, and Lolpe's not too far away as well in 7th place. So I think the age of those hards for Bit is starting to become a real issue here.
Yeah, man, I tell you what, look at Friddy. That gap, you said it wasn't making any headroads. I wonder if Sociopath made a mistake somewhere, because that gap's come down by over a second in the last lap. And Doris isn't going away just outside of the DRS at this point in time.
Yeah, I think maybe those hards are just starting to really lose it. The ones that have been going for 15 laps. Moritz has done 18 laps on the hards. He put those on pretty much at the start of this Grand Prix, so he's got a mission on his hand to get them to the end, I think, from here. But this is probably Friddy's chance.
Yeah, we're on board, and I think he's made the move, and he has done. Sociopath not giving it up, though.
And yeah, the question now, of course, with that 3 seconds for Friddy, is can he get that gap in the laps that remain? And Doris as well, can he make a move on Sociopath sooner rather than later?
Yeah, I tell you, he was going to be a bit disappointed. Mamudev now 2.6 off the back of these three, and he was having a really good battle that first stint, and was up there with Sociopath, and just got caught up in a few little battles that's made him drop a little bit further away. Really another fastest lap, 10th quicker than he's done recently. So
I mean, I saw Mamadev pitting at the time and thought he probably didn't need to do that. Obviously, with hindsight, it looks like an even worse move now because we had the second safety car. But yeah, it's a shame for him. He was looking good in those early stages.
yeah, he was, and it's not really hurt. He's only, well, 4 seconds off Sociopath, so he's not a million miles away, in fairness, but Sociopath having the clean air has helped him a lot. Martin says he's got an intermittent connection. How is his teammate doing? Well, not too badly, actually. He's currently in 6th. Doing well. Unfortunately, the man replacing you did DNF this evening, but yeah, Carl's doing well. He's holding his own. Armour now through on Mamadev. So now Armour, that 4-second gap to Doris, trying to chase down the top 3. And interestingly, wow, what's happened there with Sociopath and Doris? Doris has tried that move earlier into 15 and he's made it stick on Sociopath. What a move that is.
Yeah, I mean, I completely missed it, but
I saw it. I saw it swap.
but yeah, that really makes this interesting now because are Freddie and Doris going to work together? Doris with the fastest lap as well on 10-lap-old hard tyres. They must be coming good for him.
And this is the thing, it's going to be... Sociopath hasn't gone away, have you noticed? You know, Freddie passed him about 2 laps ago, he's still there. Doris only just got past as well. So, this is crucial for Sociopath. Could we see him take another win with the 3-second penalties that Freddie and Doris have? I mean, I'm sure he's going to be very conscious about if he has any warnings and track limit violations so far. But if not, he's just going to try to stick with them now. Obviously, those tyres are a lot more worn. As Monster's DNF'd. Oh, Monster, that's another safety car. Oh, no. Oh, where was that? Oh, it is a big off. That was... Where's that? Was that down the... the car's gone.
I think it's about exit at turn 7, I think. So I don't know if that's just losing the back end in the high speed section, or seems like it could be contact actually.
Oh no, I mean, to be fair, I did that. I lost it. I was on my own actually, and I lost the rear as well through there on Friday, so it can be done. And he was on the mediums as well, so this is now going to be a point. Let's go back to those tyres. This is probably a help Freddie, although we know the mediums don't like a heat cycle. But I wonder if anybody's going to pit.
I think someone. I think maybe the 17
Freddie's
lap
pit.
hard tyre boys. Yeah.
Freddie's pit. Doris has stayed out. Sociopath stayed out. Armour also staying out. Mamadev has pit. He was struggling a bit on his tyres. So has Bit. Soze's pit. Loppy. Bergen staying out. Flatty has pitted. Arcaza's got 10 seconds for speeding. But Freddie's put a set of softs on. Now I found last night, spoiler alert, because this is going to help the tier 1 boys, not that they need my help, by any stretch of the imagination, that they only sort of lasted about, well, in practice they lasted 2.5 laps, and they were cooked. They were rubbish. But that is twice, I think it's twice the wear, I think, in a practice session, so they should go to the end. The first few laps is going to be mighty. But interesting, some people have put the mediums on. They just think, probably like me, the softs only last 2 laps. We'll only have about 3 laps of racing, I think, by the end of this. The softs could have been the better option, even if you've got a lightly worn set that you use for a lap in qualifying.
Yeah, and obviously, you know, the cars are going to be a lot lighter at this point as well. That will help. But yeah, it's and you know, even if those softs do get cooked, are they still going to be better off than say Sociopath, who's done 18 laps now on the hard tyres?
Yeah, I know. Bergen's done 15 as well. Let's have a look at those penalties. Soze with an extra 10 seconds for speeding in the pit lane, absolutely guttering for him. That at the moment would put him, when Smith catches up, into 13th. But still points, of course, for the Aston Martin boys. Duly needed, and it's really unlucky for Monster. Really unlucky. He was on for a really strong result this evening. But yeah, 3 seconds for our leader, 3 seconds for Bergen, Friddy, and C8. So, actually, I just want to go back to that. We mentioned early on, and we're talking about, well, actually, it was Nels who said the V-carbs for 1 and 2 because he's a V-carb man. But just they've not had to look in the early stages. And then C8 was having a great race and then decided he was going to have a drive-through penalty. But they're there in 11th and 12th. They've got the mediums on. They'll be okay to the end, absolutely, because we are going to have 4 laps of racing probably at the end of this. Sorry, I think they're in a good spot for decent points, to be honest, especially if they don't. Well, C8's got 3 seconds, but if they don't accumulate any more penalties, they could do a little bit about that. That could be top 10 for probably both of them.
Yeah, and even if they didn't move up, 11th and 12th is a 1-2 of sorts. If you just add 10 to both of them, so maybe the prediction isn't that bad after all.
No, but and it's definitely not been a bad race for them. I think that they've managed to come through the field well and managed to hold their own and pit at the right times. But I'm very interested now. I think I'm going to be on the edge of my seat now for the next couple of laps, because top 4 very worn, hard tyres, especially for Sociopath and Bergen. Friddy and Mamodev pitting has really brought himself back into the mix now.
Yeah, like who was? It was Doris and Sociopath who were the ones who were up there who hadn't pit. But yeah, I hadn't realised that Mamodev had got himself back into play like that. But yeah, Friddy and Mamodev are going to just be swarming all over the top 4 now. Like they'll be like white on rice. They're just going to be absolutely all over the gearboxes.
I like that one. I've not heard that one before. That's quite good. But this is going to be very interesting. Now that safety car in this lap, we're going to have 4 laps of racing. And will the softs hold out that long? What about the medium tyre runner? That is going to be bit. He's the leader of the medium runners. He's shown some good pace, solid pace as well this evening. But now this is where the 3 second penalties are going to come into play. Doris, Bergen, Friddy. But then when does Doris decide to go for it? He's sort of just holding back, waiting for that safety car to be in the pits, and they've got a train behind him, eagerly waiting. Be before the final corner, or is it going to be on the power on the exit? It is on the exit. Gets the power down, just delayed slightly to make Sociopath think he was going, but I tell you what, Friddy's already having a look at Bergen. Has he gone a little bit too early from the start finish line? I don't think he has, and he's already making a move. Look in the background, Mamodev, the grip that he just had out of turn 1, they're already making moves. Yeah,
Soze surely isn't going to be far behind as Bit gets the 3 seconds. That's a shame.
It is. So they got past on him for the restart. But that's 1 down for Friddy and Mamodev. Clinical restart, especially from Friddy. Got a great drive and got it done before the turn 1. But now they're right there with the top 3. And look at the grip that Friddy's got. Oh, Armour got a bit snaky. Oh, there's Nasty Martin. That's Soze in the background. Kicked out the wall, but Friddy already has made the move. And Friddy now up into 3rd. Don't forget he has got that 3 second penalty. Mamodev's having a look at Armour as well on the brakes. Who's going to have the better traction? Armour's going round. He's got the inside line. Can Mamodev make it work? He can't this time. Armour strong defending. A little bit deep. I'll tell you what though, looking ahead, Friddy is all over the back. There he is. Oh, Sociopath. while this is going on, we've got Doris trying to make a breakaway. But look at the difference in the traction. DRS is now enabled. Pretty very, very close. No DRS at this point in time. A little bit of the battery being used. Who's going to be latest on the brakes? Is Freddy going to try and have a look? He's not. He's just kept it. But I tell you what, he's made Sociopath go deep and go wide. And Freddy now makes it into P2. That was very clever.
I was surprised to see Sociopath braking pretty much at the same time as Freddy. And, well, clearly it was too late on those old hards.
Yeah, it was, wasn't it? I tell you what, Armour's not gone away anywhere. Flatty, there's a penalties coming thick and fast now for everybody. We'll have to have a catch up on that before we end. But yeah, Freddy is in the DRS as well, I think, of Doris. But everybody in the field within DRS of one another. But I'll tell you who's closest. That'll be Mamodev. He got a better drive using batteries. So is Armour trying to keep ahead. Who's going to be latest on the brakes? Mamodev, frustrated by the Alpine, can't find his way around. He's going for a different option this time round into turn 13. Makes the move on the inside line. Armour gives him just enough room. Has he got the grip? Armour's still not giving this one up. Mammodev's going to try and do a switchback, but planted in the apex by Armour. Stout defending by the Alpine.
Yeah, brilliant defending. And we've got Moritz and Flatty now going alongside. Moritz having the inside line into the last couple of corners. Now look, Flatty's still there on the outside.
Wow.
And they're going to be side by side down the front straight. And Freddy into the lead as well.
Yeah, I just got back to that. I didn't want to cut away, to be honest, but I had to. Moritz is still there. Look at this. There's cars all over the track, side by side. Mamodev and Armour as well, once again. C8's got through on bait. The C8 making moves towards the end. Oh, there's been a bit of contact. There's big contact. I think someone's hit the back of Flatty. They were side by side. Don't know who hit the back. It might have been Soze. Unsighted, nothing he could do at that speed.
Oh,
what's happened to Freddy? Freddy's gone round! Oh no!
Oh, that's a killer.
I can't believe it. He had a 3-second penalty, but fighting with the race leader. Who's that that's had a moment? That's Bit as well. Bit was slow off the exit. Oh no, Mamodev is now
P2.
He is, and he's going to have a look at this car as well. Wow, late was that? Doris soft saw him coming. Just avoided it, Mamodev. Wow, look at this, and Sociopath still there. Armour Red still there as well. I tell you what, C8 somehow in 5th after all this. I have no idea how. Moritz is up in 8th. We said they were 11th and 12th a moment ago. Wow, we've only got one more lap. It still is on. Yeah, anything could happen. Everything just has happened.
Keep the dream alive.
Everything's just happened. I have no idea. Wow. Right, final lap. Lap 28. Moritz is now through on case of Soze. It's 7th now for the other V carb. We'll definitely come back to the penalty. Bergen has pit. I think it's tier 1 driver. He's had pit, which he has done. But now this is it. The fight for the win, and that 3 seconds is going to really hurt Doris, but it is only hope that C8 and Loppy have got them as well, because they're only just outside of the DRS to Armour Red. I can't call it. We've got one more DRS straight to go, 2 more sectors of this Texas circuit. And let's go right on board with Mamodev. How's the grip outside of HK Soze? Another 3 seconds for him. But Mamodev has got the wing open. Already, so Doris is flashing. Already, the Ferrari's gone through. Mamodev has taken the lead. Sociopath's not close enough to do anything about Doris as well. A little bit of a nudge to say, come on, mate, come on, speed up, keep going. But Mamodev, we said, he just snuck and brought himself back into it. He struggled in that middle stint, but that safety car, the soft tyres, worked out perfectly for him. And now could we see the Ferrari take the win? There's only 2 more corners to go. Armour is right on the back of Sociopath as well. Come on, just keep it. No more track limit warnings for Mamodev, no more for anybody else, and we get this one through. Mamodev rounds the final corner, keeps it, and gets the short run to the line. Doris is going to drop down to 4th at the end. Sociopath is in 2nd, Armour in 3rd, Doris in 4th, C8, great result, in 5th, Loppy 6th, Moritz in 7th, great recovery from both those 3 cars, Smith in 8th, Flaherty 9th, Friddy, I'd be gutted with 10th, so will Carl in 11th, Soze in 12th, and Bergen will come across in 13th, and I'm knackered, I'm goosed.
Yeah, I mean, that was... I feel like coming into that final green flag, there was no way of knowing who was going to come out on top there with all the tyres and different levels of wear and the penalties, but all credit to Mamadev. I mean, the battling with Armour Red was pretty amazing. And then once Friddy had his spin, it pretty much fell into Mamadev's lap after that, and he made the right moves and got the job done.
Absolutely, he certainly did, and well deserved for Mamadev. You know, that's just, it was clinical at the end. He was frustrated early on when Friddy made the moves, and he was stuck behind Armour, but once he got through Armour, he really pushed on, didn't he, and really made some headway. And what a last lap. I mean, gutted for Doris. What a fantastic race he had, and still very, very strong points, and much deserved as well for him. But well, here we go, folks. Mamadev takes the win. Sociopath in 2nd with Armour Red completing the podium. Doris is in 4th with a C8 in 5th. Loppy in 6th, Moritz in 7th, then Smith in 8th. Good points for him after a difficult first stint especially. Flaherty in 9th and Friddy in 10th. Bit, Soze and Berg and the other finishers, but then Monster, Airways, Vital, Alex, Ruddy and G-Star non-finishers. Well then, Mr. Nev, who would you give your driver of the day to this evening?
Oh, do you know what? There's quite a few contenders in there. Even Friddy, you know, like,
Yeah.
I mean, he made that mistake at the end, but he had a great race up until then. Mamadev obviously had a great race. I almost want to give it to Armour Red, literally just because of how well he held off Mamadev with really old hard tyres for however many laps it was. Like, that was incredibly good driving to hold off for as long as he did, and to get a podium out of it, I think was well deserved. So maybe a bit of a curveball, but I will actually give it to Armour Red.
No, I like that. I like that. I'm finding it very difficult to pick one, to be honest. We saw some epic racing and different strategies coming into the fold. Some drivers taking those tyres. I mean, Sociopath, you know, for taking 2nd and making those hard tyres last as long as they had done. A lot more worn than everyone else around him, so he's definitely worth a mention. I can't personally give it to a single driver. I think the top 4, and then the you know, Cloud coming back through and Moritz coming back through the pack. Just some fantastic racing this evening. It's been incredible. I need 10 minutes to lie down before it's my turn, to be honest, because I've got it all to come now, and all that's left to say for that, so I can get 5 minutes to compose myself, is thank you, Nev, for joining me. It's been a brilliant evening already, so thank you, mate. It's been a pleasure.
Yeah, likewise, absolute pleasure, and good luck for Tier 1.
Thank you very much. Thank you, everybody, for joining. Thank you for all the drivers and some fantastic racing. We'll be back in about 10 to 15 minutes' time with the Tier 1 boys, and I'm sure it's just going to be as entertaining. It usually is. So thank you, everybody, and we'll be back very, very soon. Good night.